Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 20 of the February Daily Lead Code Challenge. We are just some 8 to 9 days away from completing the challenge. So if you have been consistent till this point, a big congratulations to all of you. Today again we are having a question which is on the topic of backtracking. Okay. From the last, I guess, 5 to 6 days we have been seeing questions which are on backtracking. Today is again one such question. I will not take much of your time. I will just say that I will be showing you two solutions. One will be based on the backtracking, which is again beating 100% of test cases. Second will be a very optimal solution. Okay, here the solution is very much dependent on this question. Okay, it's not a generic solution. Cannot apply this kind of solutions in all kind of backtracking questions, but again only for this question because of the way they have defined it, the constraint they have defined it. Yeah, this solution fits perfectly to the kind of scenarios they have given. Okay, I will discuss this also with you. So let us quickly begin today's video. Okay, both of my solutions, as you can see, are beating 100% of the test cases, and I will not take much of your time today. Okay, let us quickly go to the very important parts of this question. I'm sure that we are already gone to this question. I always give the link of the question in the description, so I'm not taking much of your time. I'm just highlighting some important points here. See, the first important point is the numbers that you are given are unique. Okay, second point is they are binary strings. Okay, what you have to do is you will have to just find out among these. Okay, let us say it is of length 2, so you will be given strings of length 2 in this. So among all the strings which are of length 2, you will have to tell among them which one. Okay, like see, for example, these are all the strings of length 2. Okay, binary strings for length 2 possible. Okay, there are 4, you are given only 2, so there are remaining 2. Okay, in this case if you see, these 2 are given and the other 2 are not given. Okay, 0 0 and 1 1 are not given, so among them you can return any one and you can, yeah, that will be the answer. Okay, either of them can be the answer. Okay, it's not like only one of them, either can be the answer. The trick lies on to get, for example, 0 0 and 1 1, so among them which one is easy for you to get. Okay, remember you are doing some calculations to get there. Okay, so according to you, which one is the least one where you can get easily without doing much calculation, that one you should be returning according to me. Okay, the one which you can get without doing much calculation, that should be the one that you should be targeting to return. Okay, now yes, the question example to me also same thing. Again, it's a binary string of length 2, so these are the possibilities. Among them, if you see, only 2 of them are given. 0 0 and 0 1 are given. Okay, these 2 are given, so the 2 are not given, so any one of them you can return and that will be your answer. Okay, similarly for n equal to 3 here. So yep, so can you quickly tell me for n equal to 3 how many possible binary strings are there? Okay, I've taught you this topic yesterday also. If you're not sure what is that, let me again tell you that. So you have to just try it, like, see, you have to make blanks where you are going to fill zeros and ones. Okay, so if for each of these blanks, basically you can fill in with 0 or a 1. So there are two ways. So for this also there are two ways. For this particular blank also there are two ways, and similarly for this particular box also there are two ways. Okay, so total if you see, it is going to 2 power 3. If you multiply all of these twos, you're going to 2 power 3. So for n equal to 3, basically the number of binary strings possible are 8. Okay, 2 power 3 8. Okay, so among 8 they have given only 3, so there are 5 other possibilities. Among those 5 you can return any one of them, but again, as I mentioned, you should try to return the one which takes least amount of calculations for you. Okay, least amount of recursions or least amount of programming or least amount of computation. Okay, that's what you should be targeting. Again, it is n is going to be up to 16, so you can definitely go for backtracking approach, and the same I will be doing. I will be just using the template that I have shown you previously. Okay, in all last 4 to 5 6 days, whatever template we have used, I will use the same. Okay, and one more thing is, I will be pruning my code. Once I get a solution, I will start doing the pruning. What is this pruning? Pruning means that once I get an answer, what I will do is I will start, see, recursion means there will be multiple, like, the layer of recursion will be very high. Okay, so what it means is, so in this case if you see, for example, yeah, like there will be a lot of regression trees going on. Okay, stacks, okay, going on. So once you get an answer, you have to start backtracking. You have to come out of that. Okay, so in my case, if you see what we're doing, we're returning true. Okay, I will explain the code in detail. What we are doing is, this is called as a smart pruning. Okay, optimized pruning. What we're doing is, once we get an answer, we will stop any evaluation of further iterations. Okay, for example, there are some iterations going on. Based on these iterations, there will be some recursive function calls being made, but once we get an answer, we will stop the iterations in between and we will start iterating from them. Okay, that is what is called as a smart pruning approach. Okay, so in this case, you see, this is going to be my recursive function. Before that, let me show you. I'm calculating the length of the nums. I'm creating answer which is empty initially. Then, see, one more thing is, see, all of them are unique, right? So that doesn't make sense to have them in a list. Okay, if they're unique, they should be in a set. Okay, because it will be easy for us to check which of them are, like, if we have a string which could be a possible answer, we need a set to know if it is there already in the nums or not. Okay, for that reason, whatever is given, that I'm converting to a set. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, now let me show you how it's being done. See, this is the recursive function. Okay, and yeah, this is how the function is being called. What we're doing, we're going through zeros and ones, and then we'll take each one of them. That is, the string which are going to start with 0 will be achieved through this. The string which are going to start with 1 will be achieved in the next iteration. Okay, so I'm just calling this. Okay, this is the first recursive call I'm doing. If the return is true, if the return value is true, we will directly return the answer. Okay, if the return value is not true, we'll go to the next iteration. Again, we will do the call and then we'll return the answer. So according to me, this should be unreachable code. Why I'm telling that, I will I will explain in a moment. Okay, see here what this is the recursive function. Okay, whichever values we're referring outside of the function, I'm declaring them as a non-local inside the function. If the length of the string is n, that means this is going to be a stopping condition for my recursion. Okay, so in this case, whichever string reaches a length of n, we are going to terminate. Okay, how we are terminating? So there are two ways. We will return false in the first case. Okay, in the second case, we'll check if s is not in num scene. Okay, if this particular s is not in the num scene. Okay, that is this particular set. If it is not there, and our answer is not set at the moment, that is our the length of our answer is 0 at the moment. In that case, I will allot this s to my answer, and I will start returning true. Okay, so this was how the base condition is being set. This is the terminating condition for my recursion. Okay, other than that, let us see what is happening. Let us say our length n is not reached. In that case, what will happen? This code will be executed. In this, what is happening? See, already this, the the first letter, or can say the first bit of our nums is given through this particular function, this particular loop. Okay, so the rest of things we're trying to build. Okay, again we are going from 0 to 1. We are just adding, so whatever as we got, okay, whatever as we got in the function call, okay, with that we are just trying to add the I. Okay, we are just trying to make the string of length plus 1. Okay, that's what we are doing. If we are just adding I to the string. Okay, as simple as that. So again we are making this function call. Let us see if this function call returns true. Okay, let us say this call, condition happens and this function returns true. In that case, let us say we are in the iteration number 1, that is where I equal to 0 currently. So if this returns true, in that case we will simply break out. Okay, we will not go to iteration for I equal to 1. Okay, we will not go to that iteration. If this return condition is true, we will simply break out, and again we will return true. Okay, remember, we need not complete this whole iteration. Okay, all the iterations for this particular for loop, we can simply return true once we got to know that the recursive function called return true. Okay, remember, when it is returning true, that means the answer is set. Okay, that's why whenever it is true, you can simply return the answer. You don't have to wait for anything else. Okay, first of all, we have to come out of the recursive function call. For that reason, if you see, we are just returning true. Okay, and if this whole thing completes, okay, if this whole thing completes and we have not reached the code where it is returning true, in that case we have written false. According to me, this should be unreachable code, because within zeros and ones you should be able to get the answer. Okay, as simple as that. Because if you see, the potential answer always begins with zeros and ones, so obviously within a 0 and 1 you should be able to get your answer. Okay, as simple as that. So this code should be unreachable. Similarly, this code should be unreachable because any string that is answer will be starting with zeros and ones. So with that itself, this code should be returning the answer. This code should be unreachable. But again, if you're trying to replicate this Python code in Java, what will happen is you have to give a return type and you have to return something else. Okay, that's why you may have to mention this kind of stuff, though it is not needed. Okay, though it is not needed, still you have to mention. Okay, so yep, that is my solution. So yep, as you can see, what we are doing is, I will again repeat, we are trying to generate the strings. Okay, in a lexicographical approach. That is, first of all, 000 will be generated, and then 01 will be generated, and then 10, and then 11. Okay, like this it will be generated. Whichever among them is not in part of num scene, okay, in that case we will assign that to our answer, and we'll start doing the backtracking. Okay, we'll now start to doing the backtracking. We'll need not go further. We will start doing the backtracking from there on, and we will ensure that we are doing in a very smart way, such that no further iterations are being done. There is no further expansion is being done for the recursive tree. Okay, as simple as that. So yeah, friend, that was all for this particular stuff. Now let us go to a solution which is a very smart one. I will say a very smart solution, which is exactly for this question. Okay, this solution is exactly for this question. This is not a generic solution at all. Okay, you may not be able to use this anywhere else, but yeah, for exactly this case, this is the perfect solution. I can say that it's a very customized solution for this particular question. Okay, see, the question is about, we'll have to get an answer which is not there already. Okay, do you agree with that? Now see, what we can do is, I will try to get an answer such that it is not matching with any of them. Okay, how to ensure that? We'll see that. Okay. What I will do is, for the zeroth string, see, this is the string number 0. I will take the zeroth character and I will try to negate it, and see what I will do is, let me declare my answer equal to empty string. Okay. Now I will go to the string number 0. Okay. String at index 0. In this string, I will go to the character at index 0. Okay. Okay, character index 0, this 0, I will try to negate it. So the negation of 0 is 1, so I will try to have 1 as my index number 0. Okay, of the answer string. Okay, now I will go to index number 1. Index number 1 string, I will go to the character at index number 1. Okay, it is again 0, so the negation of 0 is 1, so I will have this as my answer. No, negation of that. Okay, so what will happen? See, this answer will not be equal to any of them. How we are ensuring that? See, in this case, what is happening? No, the 0th character of this is coming from a negation of the 0th character of the first string. Okay, because of that, this string will never be equal to the string number 1. Okay, similarly, the index number 1 of this, okay, the index number 1 of this is coming from negation of the index number 1 of the second string. Okay, because of that reason, again it will not match with the second string. So basically we are going to get an answer which is not equal to any of them, but it is a binary string and of length 2. Because of these conditions, we are actually getting the answer without even doing anything. Okay, with O of n, calculations, we are getting answer. So let me show you for a different one. Let us go to n equal to 3 case. Here again, let me declare a empty answer. Now see, For the index number 0 string, okay, this is the index number 0 string. I will take the 0th index, which is 1. I will try to negate it and I will have to insert in my answer. Okay, it is 0. Okay, next number one is 0. Now I will go to index number 1 string. I will take the index number 1 of the that, okay, and I will try to negate it. So index number 1 is 0. Again, I will again add a 0 to our answer. Okay, now see, I will now go to index number 2 string. In this again, I will take the index number 2, which is 1. I will try to negate it and then I will add it to my answer, which is again 0. Okay, so now if you see, this particular string is going to be definitely different from each one of them, because at least in one bit it is going to be different for each of them. Okay, the bit number 0, okay, index number 0 is going to be different from index number 0 of the string. Index number 1 of the string is going to be different with index number 1 of the string because it's negation. Okay, similarly index number 2 of the string is going to be different from index number 2 of the answer string because it is a negation of that. Okay, as simple as that. So because of that reason, it is we are getting a binary string of length same as that of the given nums, but it is going to be different from each one of them. Okay, so that is what there's a question, right? They are trying to, they are asking us to get a string which is not there in the nums. So that's what we are getting with O of n, with O of n technique. Okay, so yep, that is what we are doing. And if you see in this case, that's what we're doing. Okay, we are again same thing, we're declaring nums, we are creating a list. See, in this case we are creating a list. See, the idea here is in Java you would have seen it's always better to build a string using a string builder and then get the final string. Okay, because see, in both Java as well as in Python, strings are immutable. Okay, what is immutable? Immutable basically means that when, let us say, you have a string of length 5 and you have another string of length 1, when you are concatenating both of them, what is happening is a totally new string is getting created. Okay, the first 5 characters of the first string is getting copied to that, and the first character of the last string is getting copied to that. Okay, so basically it's not like, see, it's not like only one character is getting copied to a string. It's what is happening is all the characters from all the strings are getting copied to a totally new string. Okay, that is the property of a immutable stuff. Okay, so in both Java and Python, this is the disadvantage. For that reason, in Java you have the concept of string builder, and similarly in Python we are trying to replicate the same thing using a list. So we'll create, like, we'll insert all our characters in a list, and then we'll just join it with empty string to get our final string. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so always remember, if you have to go for optimized approach, that is how you should be doing. Okay, you should not be doing like, see, in this case I agree, I've done that. What I'm doing is, see, because of the length. Okay, the length is very small here. For that reason I'm doing this. Okay, length is very small. If you see 16, for that reason I'm just concatenating one thing with another. That is not the right way. I agree with that. Okay, this is not the right way. So in a programming, like, let us say if a interviewer asks you for the most optimal approach, then maybe you can even optimize here. Okay, you need not take a string here, you can take a list, and there you should do append. At last you should be joining them. Okay, in the base condition like this, you should be joining the thing and getting the string finally. Okay, as simple as that. So in this case, let's see what we're doing. I'm going through each I from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, for the ith string I'm taking the ith character. Okay, this is a tricky part. Remember, this is a tricky part. Please pay attention. For the ith string I'm taking the ith character in that. Okay, if the, I'm calling it as a char. If the char is 0, you have to append 1 to your answer. If the char is 1, you have to append 0 to your answer. That is, we are trying to negate it. Okay, at last, when all of these are done, once we come out of this for loop, we'll have to see, current it is in a list, right? So we'll have to join it using empty strings so that we get a string as an answer. Okay, because return type is string, right? So yep, we are getting our answer finally. So yeah, and that was all for this particular video. If you like my efforts, if you like the content, if you like the quality of this content, please do subscribe to our channel. This really gives a lot of motivation to continue further. Many people who cannot afford paid courses are getting motivation, are getting some good learning from this kind of videos. So if you subscribe, maybe this channel will be promoted more, and because of that, this kind of videos will be reaching them. So it's up to you. If you like this content, if you want others to view this kind of content, informative content, free content with quality, then please subscribe. This will ensure that others are also getting to watch such content. Okay, so yeah, that was all for this video. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.